Hi, my name is Ron Wilstein and I'm a broker at Keller Williams Luxury Properties in Park City, Utah. I want to share with you now an update on the Thaynes Canyon market, let you know what's been selling and what the prices have been. But let's begin by looking at the Park City market overall, just to be the backdrop before we look at Thaynes in particular. Over the past 12 months, there's been 1,292 sales. Now, this consists of homes, condominium, and vacant land. This is all real estate brokerages combined, and that's down by 11% or 165 sales from the year before. When I break it down for you into homes, condominiums, or vacant land, you can see that I'm looking at the period of time from September 2015 through August 2016. That's depicted by the red bar, and the silver bar is the 12-month period the year before. The number of home sales are down by 8% from 540 to 497. Condo sales down 15% from 724 sales to 619, and vacant land lots down 9% from 193 to 176. But we want to turn our attention to prices because, let's face it, everybody's interested in prices. We're looking here at medium home sold prices, the same period of time, September 2015 to August 2016. This time I've broken it into the Park City city limits and then the Snyderville Basin, which is the county area of Park City. Prices up really impressively, 18% within the city limits, climbing from $1,337,500 all the way to a medium sold price of $1,582,000. 11% increase in the Snyderville Basin, climbing from $866,250 all the way to $959,500. So double-digit appreciation. Now we're looking at condominiums here and in the Park City. Again, 14% increase from $549,000 all the way up to $625,000 for a medium sold price. In the Snyderville Basin, 13% increase from $385,000 to $434,500. So very strong market price-wise. Now we're looking at lots, and a 5% increase in the Park City limits from $600,000 to $630,000. Keep in mind there are very few lot sales that actually occur within the city limits because there isn't that many lots available. In the Snyderville Basin, where there's more lots, we see a 30% increase. $390,750 was the previous medium sold price. Now it's up to $430,000. So we see while on the one hand the number of sales are down, the prices are up, and that's pretty basic for supply and demand. Supply diminishes, demand goes up, and of course prices increase at that point. So let's turn our attention to Thaynes Canyon, see what's happening in your immediate neighborhood. Home sales in Thaynes are year over year unchanged. Last year we saw 5 sales, the year before 5 sales. So the market is very stable and consistent. We always like to look at absorption rate to see the pace of sales. And what absorption rate is the rate in which, looking back over the past year, properties sold within a specific neighborhood or area, in this case Thaynes Canyon. And with 5 sales, if you take 365 days, divide by 5, you're going to get 1 sale on average every 73 days. That's the absorption rate of the current inventory. Now right now, there's 5 homes on the market, so that suggests that we have about a 10-month inventory. According to the National Association of Realtors, a balanced market where there's an equal number of buyers and sellers is about a 6-month inventory. In resort areas like Park City, typically about a 9-month absorption rate is about a balanced market. So it's a little bit longer inventory, about by a month there, but not necessarily bad. When we look at prices, sold prices have ranged anywhere from $960,000 all the way to $2,200,000, making the medium sold price of $1,820,000 for this past year. Now the nice thing is that's actually up 38% from the previous year, which was at $1,315,000, now $1,820,000. So that's really positive. Now, if you're interested in receiving a printout of the actual 5 homes that sold and details on Thaynes Canyon, just send me an email at ron@thewilsteinteam.com. I'm happy to send that to you. That'll give you the particulars behind the data that I'm presenting here on this webinar. I also want to show you how you can get information on Thaynes Canyon whenever you wish. We typically update these webinars about every 6 months, But if you bookmark and go to BuyParkCityRealEstate.com/Thaynes Canyon, it will take you to a page where you will be able to see what's going on in terms of sales in Thaynes Canyon. In fact, let me just take you there, then maybe this will give you a little better idea. Here we are. This is the BuyParkCityRealEstate.com, and I'm on the Thaynes Canyon page. If you go to this page, you'll see some information about Thaynes Canyon. You scroll down a little bit, and this long bar here says, send me current sales data for Thaynes Canyon area. You simply hover over it, it turns green, click on it. We'll send you current information on Thaynes anytime you want it. We also obviously post our current webinars. That's this green button. Hover over it, and you'd be watching what you're watching right now. And then you can also search for homes in the Thaynes Canyon area. Scroll down a little bit lower, and you've got homes for sale in the Thaynes Canyon area, and you can check those out anytime that you want. Before we wrap up, I do want to talk about the fact that the Park City real estate market is about to change. Change is clearly ahead, and this will impact values, and this will impact decisions that both buyers and sellers will make. We are moving from a limited supply, double-digit price appreciating market, and this is what we've been reporting month after month on our webinars. A little bit of inventory prices go up. Well, it's shifting, and we're moving to a frequently overpriced market with buyers choosing not to pay the next record high sale price. Now, that's a significant change. Here's what's happening here. Buyers are afraid of paying what sellers want today, which is a top price, because they're afraid that the price may drop in 6 months, and nobody wants to buy a property now only to have it decline in value in a short period of time. What's driving this sentiment is two things. Number one, the national news is coming out and it's anticipating a real estate slowdown overall. Lots of headlines are popping up around the country. Here's one: Aspen real estate in a first ever sustained nosedive. Now that's kind of scary. Here's one on luxury properties. Faltering economy brings real estate market down with it. Here's a headline from Manhattan: luxury market slowing down there. Even this one: overpriced homes may be slowing down LA's market. So we're getting a lot of this news out there, and it's impacting a lot of our buyers who are located all around the country. The other thing that is impacting this slowdown, if you will, or this change in the market, is a buyer's belief that the Park City prices can't keep going up at the pace that we have seen in recent years. Certainly the information we've been presenting and that I presented so far, even on this webinar, shows double-digit appreciation in homes and condos. And while this is exciting, people are thinking about this and wondering, how long will this continue for? So what does this mean for property owners today? Well, what it means is property owners who want to sell need to not be so aggressive and in some instances greedy in pricing their properties to sell. Owners got into that habit when they saw prices go up every single sale. It was natural to price it above the market and ahead of the market. Well, that buyer resistance is just going to result in no sale. Once a seller has started negotiations with an interested party, it's important for them to try to put a deal together, because if a deal doesn't come together, there's a chance that they may not see another offer for a while in today's market. They could be looking at lower prices in the future. So things do matter, these changes. You also want to carefully consider a total market overview analysis and price your property more reasonably to sell. Every real estate agent does a comparative market analysis, and we do one too. But we also do a second one called a total market overview analysis, where we look at the market from the buyer's point of view. What choices does he or she have when they're shopping for a property, maybe similar to yours? And they may not simply be looking in the Thaynes Canyon area, and they may be looking in other areas. So it's important to know what your competition is and price yourself accordingly. That's what a total market overview would do. It will help you price more reasonably to sell your property. And then finally, you want to, of course, negotiate the highest and best price you can, but be content with that price. Sometimes sellers are just not that happy with the price they ultimately end up with. But in this market where there could be a change around the corner, it's good to have a sale. And keep in mind, no single sale will change your life. We're always in the heat of the battle when we're negotiating a transaction. We want the highest possible price. But this snippet of time when you're negotiating a sale represents a small part of your overall experience as a property owner and a real estate investor. So let's talk about price. I want to share with you some thoughts on what I call the 10% pricing rule, and I've been kind of teaching this and expounding this for many years now. In today's market, it's still true, although the market is changing, so it's testing this a little bit, that an acceptable list price is up to 10% above a fair market price for your property. An unacceptable list price is more than 10% above a fair market value for your property. So how high can you go so you have some room to come off your price but still get the maximum amount? 10% is the top number, but let's break it down this way a little bit. Once you determine the fair market value for your property, if you put it on the market, it's likely to result in a pretty quick sale, roughly within the first 3 months. And having it sold is great, and you may even get multiple offers. If, however, you want to push to the limit and price it to that 10% level, then it's going to take you in all likelihood longer to sell. It might take you 6 to 9 months to sell your property. That works with your time frame. That's perfectly fine. If you kind of split the difference and go maybe 5% above fair market value, probably sell it quicker, 3 to 6 months. So this is how you can control a little bit how quickly you sell your property based upon your particular situation. If you, however, choose to go over that 10% mark, well, we're not sure when it's going to sell. It may not sell at all in this market, and especially if there is a change forthcoming. So you want to price properly and wisely. In that sense, it's time to adapt to the future of Park City real estate because a change is coming. You don't want to sell your property for less than you should get in today's market. There's no question about that. However, beware of asking too much, because what sometimes happens is a seller can actually sabotage their ability to sell their property at all by going too high. I'll show you what we receive as realtors pretty much every day in Park City by email. We get these emails about listed properties, and you can see I highlighted in yellow, great price reduction, now $997,000. Well, the thing that I want you to see here is that they just did a $52,000 price reduction from the original price. Here's another one. Sellers say bring all reasonable offers. Well, that's fine, and that's encouraging offers. What they're not telling you, or at least it's not directly obvious, is this is after a $195,000 price reduction. Now, not all in once. It was a couple steps, but that's an example of a seller who just priced too high. Here's another one. $50,000 price drop for Labor Day. This is a very recent one. Again, looking at about a $50,000, a little more than a $50,000 price reduction. So if you get too high up there, you just got to pull it back. Sooner or later, you're going to be pulling it back either way because you're not going to sell your property. Now, if you'd like to watch a more expansive webinar on pricing right, go to BuyParkCityRealEstate.com/price right. I go into those details in greater detail, and that you might find that to be helpful. And of course, if you want our input on how your property compares to other properties on the market that have sold, give us a call, Doug or I. We'd be happy to come out, share with you the data. There's no cost, there's no obligation. We're here to help you anytime that we can. If you want to learn how much your property in Thaynes is worth in today's market, it's very easy. Simply go to our website, BuyParkCityRealEstate.com. From that home page, that landing page, scroll down to learn what your property is worth in today's market and complete the form there. Let me just show it to you real quickly. Click on BuyParkCityRealEstate.com. That would take you to our home page, and there it is. And what you want to do is you simply want to scroll down past the Start Your Park City search, past some webinars and listed properties to this section. Learn what your property is worth in today's market. There's a couple of simple pull-down menus. You put in your property address, or if it's a condominium, the name of the condo. Click down whatever is applicable on your pull-down menus, home here. Answer the questions, go down a little lower, put in your name, your email address, your mailing address if you wish. And then when you come to this selection here, choose this first one. Contact me now for a free property value assessment. You can click any of these others that interest you, push the green button, and that's as easy as it is. So it takes less than a minute to do that, and you can get an update on what your property is worth in today's market. Have any questions? Give me a call or an email. Email me at ron@thewillsteam.com. And if you want to call back, include your phone number, preferred time, I'm happy to give you a ring. Finally, I just want to mention that every single month we do an update webinar. It's called Park City Market Talk webinar, and we update it on the 15th day of each month, and we cover other details, go into more detail on the market overview that I covered briefly here, and we go into topics that seem to be on everyone's mind or are very timely. So check that out, and we're happy to have you participate in that. Well, with that in mind, I want to thank you for participating in this webinar and wish you good success in your real estate and your investment.